An €8,000 lawnmower that never touches your hand once it's set up, and somehow that's not even the craziest part of this thing. Later in this video I'll show you what happens when you try to connect this to Home Assistant. The manufacturer doesn't make it easy, but the community found a way around that, and it changes what this robot can do for you. If you've got a large complicated property, slopes, multiple zones, thick grass that chews up cheaper robot mowers, this video is for you. This is the Yarbo Lawn Mower Pro, the upgraded module for Yarbo's modular yard robot system. And it caught my attention because it doubles the power of the standard version and extends the cutting range to 6 acres. If this video helps you out, a like and a subscribe would mean the world to me. The supplier sent me this unit to review, but as always, this has no influence on what I say. You're getting my honest take. Let's start from the very beginning, the box. This isn't really an unboxing, it's more like a delivery. Several boxes, the core unit, the Lawn Mower Pro module, docking station, data center, battery, charger and an installation kit with both blade types included. Wow, this unit is enormous. First impression, this feels like industrial equipment, not a gadget. The core unit is super heavy with Caterpillar tracks. I could barely get it out of the box on my own. The Lawn Mower Pro module is also heavy and clicks nicely into the core unit. Next to that, there's the data center that helps position the mower, but I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Nice first impression, but let's talk about what this thing actually does. Here's what Yarbo promises, and here's what that means in practice. The headline feature is dual 300 watt motors up to 2500 watts peak power. In real terms, this chews through grass that would stall a normal robot mower. This thing is huge and definitely overkill for my lawn. Second, the two-blade system that looks the same as other robot mowers I reviewed before. Third, navigation. RTK-GPS plus dual vision cameras instead of a buried boundary wire. No trenching your yard, but no LIDAR on board. And fourth, it's rated for up to 6 acres and 35-degree slopes, well above most consumer robot mowers. This robotic lawnmower is intended to replace ride-on mowers. Those features sound great, but the specs tell a more complicated story. It's got a cutting height range of 2 cm to 10.2 cm, meaning it handles both a tight golf course style cut and a taller, low maintenance lawn, which most robot mowers can't do at the low end. The 2500 watt peak figure is the dual motors working together under load, not a constant draw. Slope rating is 35 degrees, steeper than most riding mowers are rated for. And the 6 acre range is for the whole modular system, not a guarantee for every yard shape. Dense obstacles eat into that number. I needed to use a power over Ethernet network connection to connect the Yarbo Lawn Mower Pro. There's a possibility to use NetRTK in the menu as well, but I couldn't get it to work. Something worth knowing before you order. On paper it looks solid, but getting it running is where products win or lose me. Let me share my experience with you. Setup is not a 15-minute job. I think it took me at least an hour to put the device together and get it up and running. The core unit is super heavy and not a device that you can easily lift by yourself. Yarbo delivered a fun controller with it so that you can drive the mower around like a race car. I must say I used it only once. After I set the mower up, I never touched the controller again, but it's fun to mow sort of manually with it. You're mapping your property, placing the data center for RTK positioning, installing the dock and building a digital map of your zones, boundaries, obstacles, ponds, flower beds, etc. My garden is small, so I do not have any no mowing zones, but it's definitely something a modern mower needs. Yarbo offers a volunteer installer network and video support. I followed the videos and they are pretty easy to follow. Next, I spend a lot of time in the app. The app either makes or breaks the device like this, and for Yarbo it mostly makes it. Available on iOS and Android, it covers custom schedules, zone mapping and live alerts if the robot gets stuck. The app looks really good and has quite a simple interface. I think everyone can work with it. There's a live camera view too, so you can check your yard from your phone. It's actually the first robot mower that has 6 cameras, and you can use the speaker on the mower to talk to unwanted guests in your garden, so it's a security system as well. I don't think I will use that feature a lot though. It leans heavily on the cloud, though something to keep in mind if local control matters to you. Wait, don't go away yet, because Home Assistant has a surprise for you. The app looks fine, but the real question is performance, and that's where I have some thoughts. First thing to notice is that this mower is meant for large, complex properties and heavy-duty use cases. And my garden is far from that. My garden is small with delicate grass, so keep that in mind during the rest of the video. I tested this mower, so you don't have to. On a flat, open lawn, cut quality with the straight blades was excellent. Clean, even, minimal clumping. I couldn't test the mower on steep terrain because my garden is flat. The real limitation showed up in tight, obstacle-heavy zones. 3 separate times the mower hesitated and rerouted around a garden feature, leaving a noticeable uncut strip. I edited the map a couple of times and tweaked the settings until obstacle detection was almost completely turned off, but some areas still weren't cut. You'll likely do some manual touch-up in complex areas regardless of how good the mapping is. The Yarbo avoids obstacles like my feet, but it makes quite a big turn around them. I've seen other mowers that handle obstacles better than that. I guess the size of this mower combined with the fact that it navigates using cameras only rather than LIDAR is the reason for this. Another thing is the weight of this mower combined with caterpillar tracks. I let my grass grow quite long before I started testing this Yarbo. During testing, I let the mower mow my garden 4 times in a row on the same day. My grass was a bit damaged after that. Now I know that this is an extreme test. Normally you wouldn't mow your garden 4 times in a row, but still be aware of this thing's weight. It might not be suited for delicate grass. Anyway, it isn't a bad mower at all. It mows well and the results are good, but I came across these few things during testing that I think you should know before you spend 8,000 euros on a lawnmower. This mower is suited for big lawns with tough grass, not so much for small lawns with delicate grass. It's definitely overkill for my small lawn. Before I get into the Home Assistant section, which is honestly where this gets really interesting, let me take a quick moment. If you made it this far, thank you generally. Reviews like this take days of real-world testing, and the support from this channel is what lets me keep making honest reviews and Home Assistant content without ever being tied to a brand's taking points. If you want to back that, you can join on Patreon, drop a one-time tip on Ko-fi, or grab a paid channel membership, all linked below. And if you're getting value from this, a like really does make a difference, and subscribing means you won't miss the next one. Now about the Home Assistant integration, here's what I found. So, here's the open loop from the intro. Yarbo does not officially support Home Assistant. No native integration, and it's been requested on their own community forum for over a year without commitment. But a developer built a community integration over local MQTT. Your base station auto-discovers on your network and exposes real entities. Battery, mowing status, a GPS tracker on your HA map, light controls and automation blueprints for things like pausing on rain and alerting you when a job finishes. It's not official and currently needs a manual dependency install, but it runs entirely on your local network. No cloud round trip required, which beats a lot of official supported devices. But not all functions seem to work for the Yarbo Mower Pro. For instance, the mower entity only shows the mower status, and that status is not always correct. In my case, the status was always docked even while I was mowing. You can stop and resume the mower and see a lot of sensors, but this integration needs more work to fully integrate the Yarbo into Home Assistant. So the HA side is sorted. Now let's talk about whether the price makes sense. At around 8,000 euros, the Yarbo Mower Pro sits firmly in the premium category, more than most riding mowers. You can buy it directly from Yarbo's site. You can find affiliate links in the description of this video. It won't cost you anything extra, but you help keep this channel alive if you order using these links. This isn't an impulse buy. It's a tool for people with large, complex properties who would otherwise be paying a landscaping crew. So, is it worth buying? Here's my honest verdict. So back to that open loop. Is this actually worth it, or is there a cheaper alternative that does the same job? If your yard is under an acre and reasonably flat, cheaper robot mowers will do fine. Yarbo will be launching the M series this year, which should be great for smaller gardens, so maybe that version is a better fit. I hope to review the M series by the time it is released, so I can give you my honest opinion on it. But if you've got a large, sloped, complicated property, the kind that makes you dread mowing season and where you normally use a ride-on mower, the Pro's power, slope handling and a possible path into Home Assistant makes a strong case. It's not a mower for my lawn. Mine is much too small for it, but I definitely see that this mower is great for big lawns. It's expensive, setup takes real effort, and tight zones still need occasional touch-ups. But for the right property, this replaces actual paid labor, and that mod works out fast. If you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And a huge thank you to all of you whose names you can see scrolling on the screen right now. Your support is what keeps this channel honest. If you're not already part of that list and you want to be, you can join via Patreon, Ko-fi or a paid channel membership. The links are in the description below. Every bit of it goes straight back into testing gear properly and keeping Home Assistant tutorials free for everyone. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye! Through grass that would stall a normal robot stall. I needed to use it. I need it.